I am Elaine Watson. I am the Global Education Director at Light Elegance. Today we have a beautiful speaker, Melanie Bosch, who is one of our Light Elegance educators, and she is going to be talking about salon business. So, without further ado, I am going to change the spotlight to Mel. And Mel, you can please tell us all about your lovely self and your journey with HQ, and then go ahead right into your presentation.
Perfect. Thank you, Elaine. Well, hello and good morning. It is morning for me. I am down here in Utah. It's 11 a.m. My name is Melanie Bosch, and like Elaine said, I'm a Light Elegance educator. I have been with the company since 2020. They were actually sourcing for more educators, brand ambassadors, and so I took my shot and I just applied. Didn't think I was going to make it, but we did. Lots and lots of education and lots of training later, here we are. I am an educator, and it's still sometimes there's moments of just being pure surreal. Like, it's incredible. I absolutely love it. I love the company. I love what they stand for. They are incredible. I do not have, there's too many good things to list about them. But anyways, let's get into it. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the business basics. A lot of these things actually really just get overlooked. Nobody really talks about them. So that's some of the things we are going to talk about today and how important some of these things are. So for the purposes of this video, I am talking more about being self-employed on the booth rent side of everything, okay? Because to me personally, that is the ultimate goal, to be self-employed, run my own business exactly how I want to. So I'll give you just a quick little glance of what we're going to talk about today. We'll talk about decision making, what in the world that even entails. We'll talk about desk setup plus ergonomics. I don't know if you've ever met me in person, but I'm the one that goes around sit up straight. We'll talk about all things clients, how to speak to our clients, how to do a consultation, XYZ. Then we will get into prioritizing and then being your own boss on the back end, including tracking expenses and income, because nobody really talks about it. It's not really very well defined. So we're going to get into it. Okay, so if you do have a question in the middle of it, like Elaine said, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. Or we have a live Q&A. You can pop on the Zoom and ask your question in person. Totally fine, either which way you want to go. Okay, so up first, my little notebook here. Decisions. Now, this is a big one. So first up, we have to decide what in the world we want to do, right? From our perspective of being our own boss, running our own business. What in the world will go on our service menu? Are we going to do acrylic only? Are we going to do gel only? Are we going to do gel polish only? Ultimately, this is your business and you get to pick. It's like the most beautiful part of it. In the beginning, I didn't want to do toes. So I was like, nope, not doing toes. Go to somebody else. Nowadays, I have a pretty established clientele and they're like, hey, Mel, can you do my toes? I'm like, yeah, of course I will. Got some more pedicure supplies, doing their toes. No big deal. But the glory in that is you get to decide. You get to pick what you want to do. One thing with that, I will say, you can absolutely change it up. You can totally change it up later. Not a big deal if you want to start playing into polygel. You didn't learn it in school. You see it's a big thing, just like dual forms or all kinds of the extensions, the soft gel extensions. Just try it out. If you want to expand into it later, that's totally okay. There's no written rule that says you can't. You can do whatever you want. If you started out doing extensions, you want to go into natural nail overlays, totally fine. Switch it up. Let me reference the notes. Got to stay on track here. Okay, so one of the big questions I've seen a lot, especially from a teaching more student, fresh nail tech kind of standpoint, is how do we decide our prices? This is a big one because I don't know what to charge. My advice, my personal perspective is to number one, how much experience do you have? Are you fresh out of school, just barely graduated? How's your confidence level? Now, I personally recommend starting out just a little bit higher than what the school was charging. Okay, if you went to school, the school charges $40 for a full set and $35 for a fill. Raise that by $5 or $10, and there's your starting prices. Okay, it's a good place to start. You don't have to know all of your exact numbers from behind the scenes right now. It's okay. It's a good starting place. Second thing I would recommend is to look around, start finding all of the nail techs in your local area. Look at their skill level, their length of their career, and place yourself somewhat okay. I've only been doing nails for a year. I still have to improve my skills, XYZ. Start pricing around what they price, okay? It'll start giving you a good kind of competitive price. And again, you can do a price raise. You can do it every 6 months if you want. You can do it once a year. You can do it once every 2 years. Just remember, ultimately, this is your business and you get to decide what you want to do. I personally, oh, sorry, hitting the microphone there. I have done a price raise about every year. And I personally recommend price raising in the fall. I don't like springtime. I don't like midsummer because people are going out, taking vacations, doing things with their kids. They don't always have the extra $5. You get to choose how much you're going to raise your prices. Sometimes it's a $5 raise. I've done a $7 raise. I've done a $10 raise. Doesn't matter. It's your area generally. Your area, your skill is what kind of will dictate your price increase. I like fall because it's right before the holidays, like September, August, maybe into October is pushing it. So it's like right about now. August and September would be my ideal time for a price raise. Okay, next schedule. This is a big one. This, you need to decide what you are willing and wanting to do with your business. Do you want to start things out part-time? Great. Do you want to go full-time? Great. Make a decision about which days you want to work, which hours you want to work, and then stick to your schedule. Hold yourself accountable because believe me, you'll have your mom and your sisters and your best friends. Mel, can you please do my nails Sunday at 8 p.m.? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not. That's outside of my business hours. I need my friends to respect me as a business owner. They should, most of them really do. They do respect that you're starting a brand new business. And most of my friends, I have personal experience, they're so on board. They're like, okay, great. Yeah, whatever works for you. And they get so excited and so amped up. But ultimately, make a decision and stick to it because you'll have some of that self-hatred, the little regrets like, why did I schedule her? And all of those things. We want to avoid all of those negative feelings. So make a decision, stick with it. Now, with that, are you going to work on holidays? That's a big question. For me, Christmas, no, absolutely not. Not happening. I have children. I'm not doing that. What about Martin Luther King Jr. Day or Columbus Day? I don't really see those as big holidays in my head. That's just me, my personal opinion. Yeah, come on in, get in here. I don't care. My kids are over here doing whatever. I doesn't matter to me that those smaller type of holidays. Yeah, I will work those. Not a big deal. I'll tell you a quick story. I'm in a tangent just a little bit. So I'm divorced, and so I split my children's time with myself and their dad. The kids were with their dad over Labor Day this year, at the beginning of September. So what did I do? I scheduled clients because I had no other plans. They were off of work those days. So I actually filled up my entire day. I think I had 5 or 6 clients and I was like, cool, I'll make some money today. I'm just going to be sitting at home doing nothing anyways. So yeah, that holiday, whatever. Next year rolls around, I have my kids, absolutely not scheduling anybody. Nope, you cannot pay me enough to take clients that day. Absolutely not. So make some of those decisions before going in and setting your schedule XYZ. Block off those days in your calendar, stick to it. Okay, one of the next things it falls into decision making. You need to decide if you're doing acrylic, if you're doing gel, whatever, XYZ, what products and what brands are you going to start investing in? Because believe me, I have done it. I've spent all the money on all the other items. Buying the one high quality is the best. So save up, get the good one. Don't buy the cheap one 5 times over because you're spending more money. So what are you going to invest in? Sorry, the comments keep popping up and I just want to just get out of here.
Sorry, we're so active in there. I want you to
You're
keep it.
fine.
You
No, I
keep
love
focusing.
comments. I
You
see it and it
it
grabs
gets
my
in your
attention. I'm
way.
like,
Yeah,
get back
you
on track.
keep going. Don't worry about what's going on in the chat, and I'm going to deliver
Oh,
it during the Q&A.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry. Okay, back on track. Okay. So deciding what are we going to invest in? And one of the big things too is art supplies. Because everybody wants some nail art. So you got to decide, are you going to do hand painting? That's not my personal thing. Like, I'm okay at it, sure, of course. But I like to invest. I've spent so much money on stamps and decals and all the other kinds of art. I've spent all the money because I did not want to hand paint every single flower that was going to come in this door. You know what I mean? So start looking around at different brands, test out all the things, ask other nail techs their opinions. Hey, what's your favorite gel art? It's Light Elegance, 100%. Try them all. What's your favorite brand of stamping products, stamping polish, XYZ? You only want to buy it one time. Okay, so that'll wrap everything up for decision making. Next, we're going to talk about setting up your desk and ergonomics. Now, my desk, when I get a brand new client in here, she's, oh my God, you have so much stuff. Yeah, I know, but everything is in its place for a very specific reason. There is a actual routine that I have. I'll give you a little side note. My ex-husband, he was in here the other day. He wanted a nail file, and I was like, conveniently, I have one. He's like, why do you have two lights, two desk lights? Because I have a long, skinny one, the bar light, and I have a regular light bulb, oval shaped light. And I was like, they serve a purpose. They serve a purpose. This one shows this, and this one shows this. And he's like, oh, okay. So setting up your desk, however, works for you. This is your business. You get to decide. I personally, I have the slim line because that just illuminates everything. It is so well lit. And then I have the old school like round light bulb. And that is what I actually look at when I see the line of light reflection on the nail. And I have them set up. They're on each side of the table. So it's a little chaotic in here, but it's set up to be exactly what I need as the nail tech. I have most of my, you can see right here, my universal supplies, things that I use on every single client. There's acetone, there's Light Elegance cleanser, there's top coat, there's the bonders and the primers and all the things sitting on my desk because I use those with every single client. Now, underneath here, I do have some drawers, and those have all my colors, all the things that I use occasionally. My other one, oh yeah, I have all the bits. There's all the hand files. There's everything else that I will need. Those have to be kept clean, so they're in a storage container. So setting things up to where what you use the most frequently, keep those top priority, easy access. Then you have your back stock. It gets a little crazy over there. We'll organize it at some point. But back stock, make sure you're taking inventory. Order the new one before you run out. I found that out the hard way. Amazon has a subscription thing. So things that you buy off of Amazon, like cotton balls, keep those on subscription. It helps. Okay, ergonomics. Let's talk about that a little bit. We're going to have to shift here. Ergonomics is a really big one for me because I started having issues when I was just in this for 3 years, and that is a very short amount of time to start having issues. So what I like to do is I actually scooch forward so that there is some space between the back of the chair and my actual back. I know you can't see it, but there's space back there. So scooching forward, keep your knees right out in front of you, and that will help drop your knees so that they are actually lower than your hips. And this causes your pelvis to tilt forward just slightly so that you just naturally sit up nice and tall. So the next thing that we do now that we're sitting up nice and tall is we always pull our client to our face, okay? A lot of people get stuck of just going down and down and bringing their face down to their client's nails because, yeah, we need to zoom in a little bit and see a little bit closer, but your client is mobile. Move her to your face. Next thing is the armrest. Please invest in an armrest. It doesn't matter which one, they're all great. However, there is a certain spot in the arm that I always tell my clients, all of my students, this spot. This is the spot right here that should hold the weight of the client's arm because this will actually give lots of mobility. They can still move and it's carrying the weight of their arm. So everything should be good. Move them however you need. Now, when I'm doing a client, I'm filing her nails with a hand file, and then I put that down to pick up something else. That is the moment when I'm changing my tools That's when I will readjust, flip back the hair, and check my posture. Okay. Anytime that I'm changing a tool out of my hand, that's when I check my posture. So I'm checking my posture throughout the appointment the entire time. Okay, that wraps it up for that section. Let's go on to clients. Talking about conversations with clients. So, first thing I want to discuss is booking a new client. However, I personally have experienced a lot of new clients through apps, or a friend gave out my phone number, totally fine. Whatever way they want to contact me, it's been through messaging. So, first thing that they always say, how much do you charge? I'm going to come back, hello, how's your day? I charge X amount. The key thing though is I want to start knowing what they have on their nails and what I can expect when they walk in the door. So I'm going to ask them, do you have anything on your nails now? They're going to say yes. I'm going to say, great. What is it? They're like, I don't know. Okay. Was it gel? Did it cure underneath the light? Was it the liquid and the powder? Was it whatever it was? They'll say, oh, yeah, it was the liquid and powder. Great. I know that's acrylic. I know what to expect when she's walking in. I will also typically ask for her to send me a photo so that I can have an idea of what length, what shape, and that helps me determine the amount of time that I'm going to need for her fill. They'll be very polite, ask what's going on, get a good idea of what's happening. The next thing I do is I try to be as transparent as I can. Say, okay, this would be considered a foreign fill. We can absolutely fill this, no big deal. It'll take a little extra time. Here's why, X, Y, Z, whatever. You want to give that new client all of the answers before she has time to ask the question. Hey, here's how much it's going to cost. Here's the approximate time that I'm scheduling for you, X, Y, Z. No children in the salon. Here's explain some of your policies. There's a no-show fee. There's time to cancel, all the things. Be transparent. Give her all of the answers and give clear directions of how she is supposed to find you. Hey, I'm located here. Once you park, go in this door, turn right. I'm in the door on your left, or whatever it is. Let her know that so she can feel comfortable and confident walking in, that she knows where to go. So I'm sure we've all had an experience where like, where do I go? I don't know what to do. And you panic, right? The panic sets in. So give all of the answers, be very clear, be transparent, don't hide anything. Just tell her all the things. Okay, so when she does get into the appointment, this is our first time seeing her. What conversations do we have, right? If we have a 2-hour appointment, that's a lot of conversations. What's going on in the background? Is there children running around? Is there chaos? It's not going to be a very calm, relaxing appointment. We want to start everything off so it's calm, it's relaxing. This is a safe space for her to be whatever it needs to be. I actually am working at home right now, so I put in a little TV. So I just have one of those shows running that we've all seen before, and it just serves as a background. It's something to watch when the conversation comes to a lull. No big deal. Music works just fine. So, conversations, I typically ask them. Most of my clients are female. I'll say, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? No, not really. Okay, great. Do you have any kids? No. Okay, awesome. What do you like to do in your free time? I just try to get to know them. Okay. One major thing is you do not swear. Please do not curse, because you never know how that client is and what's acceptable in her world. Okay. And if she swears first, you can match just maybe the same swear word, but still it's a very kind of iffy thing. I would advise against it until you really get to know your client. Okay. Please do not swear. Keep everything very professional. Don't dig too deep with personal issues, like personal things, personal topics. We never ever discuss finance. We never discuss money. Okay. And that kind of goes in a little saying that I have. Your client's budget is not your problem. If they can't afford you, they can't afford you, plain and simple. Oh, your prices are too high. I'm sorry you can't afford me. It's okay. We don't talk finances. If she brings it up, great. You can give her one of those, oh, that's awful. generic answers. Don't play into it. Do not explore for more information, okay? No finances, no politics. We absolutely do not discuss politics because people have such different views and people get very passionate about it. It does not matter if I'm A and you're B, or if I'm B and you're A, it does not matter. And I'll tell you a secret, my clients will never know. They will never know what I am. It doesn't matter what they are. We do not discuss it. Okay. That is a big no-no. There was one more. I'm having a blank right now. Conversations, this, that, and the other. Okay. Those are the big two no-nos. Don't talk about money. Don't talk about politics. Religion. That's what it was. We do not discuss religion either, because same thing. People have strong opinions about it. People get passionate about it. Does not matter what religion I am. It does not matter what religion your client is. We do not discuss it. So those are big no-nos for conversations during the appointment. We want to keep things very calm, very relaxing, very open, very warm and welcoming to our client, okay? All right, so we get through the appointment, everything's great. We talk about our favorite TV shows, our favorite things, about whatever, it doesn't matter. Then we come to the end of the appointment. I always, always ask at the end of art before top coat, okay, great. What do you think? Do you love it? Is there anything else that you want on your nails? Make sure your client's happy, okay? And they're like, no, looks great. Okay, awesome. Go ahead with top coat, oil, everything. Rebooking. We get to the point in the appointment. Do I want her back in my chair? Does she want to come back to my chair? There's two big things in here, and it depends on my answer. Do I want her back in my chair? Yes, I loved her. She was amazing. I would love to have her back. We can be friends. Or two, we didn't vibe. And you know it when those clients show up. You know, please get out. I'm done, as professionally, as calmly as we can. So option number one, hey, I would love to have you rebooked. What works for you? This is generally what I tell my clients. They go 2 to 3 weeks, not really 4 weeks. Here's why. I love giving the explanation as to why. What days are you available? What times are available? Let's get you rebooked right now before you leave, because chances are we'll forget about it. She needs a fill today. You don't have room. It turns to chaos. So get her rebooked before she leaves. Now, if it's a client, option two, if it's a client that you didn't really vibe with, I think you know it, she knows it, they don't really want to come back. That's okay. It's totally fine. Do not beat yourself up. You didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes the vibes just aren't there, and that's okay. So what I tell that client, I say, hey, would you like to get rescheduled now, or would you like to text me later on? That gives it a very calm, it's not, hey, you want to rebook or no. It's a very just relaxed kind of vibe. Chances are, if we're both feeling that the vibe just wasn't there, she'll say, oh, I'll text you later. It's a clean, easy break. It doesn't make things feel awkward. So it's all about that verbiage, right? That, or do you want to text me later? She'll opt for, I'll text you later. Okay, great. She never does. Everybody's happy. It's an easy way to kind of let her off the hook of that awkward moment. Okay. If you guys do have a suggestion on this, because this is a big one, please drop it in the comments. I do want to see the comments on that one. Okay, so what happens when a client, you do her nails on Monday, she texts you on Thursday that she broke one, like it totally snapped off. She texts you, hey Mel, look what happened. That was it. There's no other context. There's no other anything, with a photo of a broken nail. Okay, like you should not be having the thought of what in the world did you do? Like, how do you want me to handle this? She texted you the information. It is safe to assume she wants it fixed, right? She doesn't want to go the other week and a half with a broken nail. So my first response, even with her not asking a question, I say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened. Can you tell me the story? The story doesn't really matter. It's just conversation when she comes in. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can fit you in today at 5 p.m. Would that work for you? I can get that fixed. I go straight into the offer of getting it fixed because she reached out to let me know that it's broken. However, most of the time, if clients don't, if it doesn't bother them that they have a broken nail, They come into their next appointment, they show me that they broke a nail. I'm like, what happened? They're like, oh, I did it yesterday. It's not a big deal. I'm like, okay. Now, do we charge for that? Depends, right? But remember, you are the boss. You get to decide if it's a yes or if it's a no. Now, when my client texts me and we'll go 10 days, okay? If it's been 10 days, she comes in, broken nail, it's only the appointment to fix the nail. I'm charging her $5. Just $5, easy peasy, just to compensate some of the products that I'm using. If she texts me 2 days later, 2 days after her appointment, no, I'm not charging her. That is on me. Her nails should last more than 2 days. That's on me. So it's more of a situation of how long do you guarantee your nails for? Some nail techs choose not to charge at all. That's totally fine. Some nail techs choose to charge $10 per nail. That's totally fine. You get to decide what you want to do in your business. Ultimately, it's up to you as the nail tech. Use your discretion. If I have a client comes back for her normal fill appointment and she has broken 3 nails, didn't let me know ahead of time, I'm irked. I'm like, girl, these things take time. You're getting one color today. Do I charge her for 3 nails? Yeah, sometimes I will. It depends on the client, how severe the break is. Do I have to get a form to rebuild structure? Chances are, if I need a form, yeah, I'm charging you some extra. If you're just voting to just shorten all the length for all of them to match the broken, that's fine. That doesn't really cost me anything other than 10 seconds. I'm not going to charge for that. That's not a big deal. Okay, so that kind of wraps up. Clients, please drop your comments because this is a big one and I'm giving you my perspective. So I do want to hear some of your perspectives as well. All right, so let's get into prioritizing. This is a big one. Sometimes we love to be a little overachievers, but sometimes we need to realize, come down to the real world, be realistic, that we can really only focus on one thing at a time. And that is what I would tell anybody, anytime. Mel, I need help with my speed is awful. Like I take forever and my shaping needs help and this, that, and the other. Okay, pick one. We need to pick one. Okay, pick one. Which one do you feel is the highest priority? So for me, I would actually ask clients. Now, I have done my own research. I know a lot of things now. One of the number one things that clients will see is your shaping. Shaping, in my opinion, is number one. Right up second to that is prep and retention. That is going to be one of the bigger things. You can have a perfect shape, but when your clients do this and it gets caught in your hair, they start to notice that it really bothers them, all the things. So once you focus on shaping, you feel like you've got it into a pretty good spot. You can do all of the shapes, no big deal. Awesome. Let's focus on prep. Take a few classes, watch some videos, all the things. One of the things I will give you, just here's a little side note, be direct and be honest with your clients about what you're doing. Hey client, good to see you again. Can you be my guinea pig? I'm going to try out a new technique. I'm going to try out a new product. Would you be willing to give me your thoughts and opinions on how it works? And most of the time, they're like, yes, absolutely. Whatever you need, Mel, I'm here for you. They get really happy and excited about it when they get to be the guinea pig, right? So yeah, decide one thing at a time what you're going to improve upon, okay? And believe me, I've tried to do multiple. It doesn't really work very well. Multitasking is just switching really fast between things. There's no real such thing as a real multitask. You just switch really fast between your things. So pick one, give it your focus, get that down, move to the next. So get shaping, get retention, and then work on speed. That is my personal recommendation. Shaping, retention, speed. After that, things become a little bit less chaotic. You can start focusing more on photography and social medias and different things like that. Okay. Got to consult my notebook. Okay. So let's move on to our last topic. This is the big one. Being your own boss, looking at the back of office things. Tracking your income and your expenses. This one's a rough one. Now, there's two main ways that you can do this. Number one is paper. Physically write on paper everything, every dollar, every cent that you spend. Track every dollar that comes in. Paper, write it all down. My recommendation, do this every single week. Whatever day is the end of your week. My personal one, I end on Fridays. I don't normally work on the weekends. Every Friday, take 10 minutes. It takes realistically probably 3 minutes. 3 minutes, write down how every client paid you, make sure it's all tracked, write down what you purchased that week, take all of your receipts, stuff them in a Ziploc bag marked 2025. That's all you need to do, okay? Just keep all the receipts as long as you have all of the totals written down. That's what matters. Or you can do electronic. There are programs out there. There's little like software things that people sell. I found one on Etsy, and you just type in, hey, I spent $17 at Sally's. The category was supplies. I spent $10 on Canva it's a subscription that goes through every single month, XYZ. So you want to write down what it's for, what category it goes into, whether it's supplies, subscriptions, whatever else, utilities, I don't know, whatever your categories are, and how much it was. So for me personally, I use the software, the application thing. I just found one on Etsy. You can go find one. They're like $10. It's like a template, easy peasy. Just plug in all of your numbers. It does the math for you. It is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I love it because I don't like doing the math on paper anymore. I like doing the electronic. Okay, what do we write off? That's the big question here, right? So in our scenario, we're playing Mel. Mel works at home. I don't work in a salon. I work in my home. I'm my own business owner. I don't pay anybody booth rent. So we're going to look at me and my expenses of how I do things, okay? So plug in your own numbers and do your own thing. So some of the things that I write off, do I write off my miles? Yeah, I do. When I have to do things for business, if I have to drive from point A, wherever that is, over to Sally's to pick up alcohol or acetone and then back to location A, I'm writing off those miles. I keep track of that. There's an app for that, by the way. You don't have to take a camera or write it down. There's apps for this, and it's beautiful because it tracks everything for you. There's an app that I use. I'll give you the name of it. It's called Mile IQ. And it tracks every single time you make a trip, and you can swipe left. For that was a personal trip. I went to the grocery store. That doesn't count for business. Or you can swipe it. Hey, that was business. That was when I went to Sally's or wherever. Track everything. Okay. So now here's some of the things. Obviously, yeah, when I make a purchase of supplies, that gets written down. What about our clothing? Do we write that off? That kind of becomes iffy. So I'll tell you, when I had my own salon, I did. I purchased a few nicer looking shirts, and I wrote off only those shirts because I already had pants. I'm not going to write off more pants. The shirts, though, yeah, I wrote those off. Now, the big question you have to ask yourself of, can I write this off? Is it actually for your business? That's the question. Because if we don't want to, but if the IRS comes knocking saying, why did you write off your order from Kohl's? Bro, that was business, okay? I was a salon owner. I was doing XYZ. I needed to look the part. How can I expect to charge $100 and my clients continue to return when I'm wearing pajamas? Like, no, you need to make a legit business purchase. It has to be for your business. So how do we keep track of those? A bank account. We have to have a separate dedicated bank account. This is where all of your money goes in, and this is where all of your money for the business comes out. So yeah, if you forgot for a month, I have done it before. It's okay. We all make mistakes. I've forgotten to track things for a month. You can go back through your bank statements and be like, oh yeah, I did write that off. I had to go to Walmart to buy whatever it was. Oh yeah, I did. I had to go to Lowe's to buy whatever it was, and write it all down, put it into the program, put it into the software, but having a very separate, a whole brand new bank account, very easy. Put all of the money in, all the money that comes out. It's very easy to keep things in its little area, its little box, when you have a separate bank account. Big, important one. Let me read through my notes here. Ooh, okay. Daycare. That is a big one. Can you write off daycare? Yes. Believe it or not, you can. I have asked the tax ladies, I have asked everybody that I could possibly ask, and yes, you can write off daycare. Now, it falls into the thing, is it legit for your business? Some of the things that we can think about is, if I had a different job, would I have to spend money on this? Now, we can use this, right? If I had a work from home job, maybe I don't need the expense of daycare. You can look at it that way. I was able to write off business or daycare. Good Lord, can't words anymore. Rent. Obviously, if you're paying booth rent to a salon, yes, that is a huge write-off. You absolutely write that off. Now, what if you're working from home, like me? Can I write off my mortgage payment or my rent payment for the house? Yes, you can. The way that you do that is you calculate the square footage that is being used solely for your business. This room, say it's 10 by 10. 10 by 10 equals 100 square feet. So 100 square feet out of, we'll go easy math, a 2,000 square foot home, what percentage is that? I have no idea. We're not going to math right now. We'll get the numbers. We'll pull something out. We'll say 10%. Okay. Say that my room for nails only costs 10%. It takes up 10%. So 10%, that's your magic number. So you can write off 10% of your mortgage or your rent payment. That's your booth rent. You can write off 10% of your power bill because you're using lights, you're using electricity. You can write off 10% of your water bill because your clients have to go wash their hands, XYZ. Now, I will put a disclaimer in this. This is for me in Utah. This is my state regulations. Please call your state, call the health department, your tax lady, whoever it is, and ask all the questions. You can call the city and say, hey, I'm just starting a new business. What in the world do I do? Who do I call? Can you help me? There's nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? Ask every person every question. More than likely, people are actually nice. People are willing to help you. So that's my example, what I do here in Utah for my own home. So take that as you will. Please call your state, the regulations, all the things, figure out what is allowed for you and your business, and start track everything. So at the end of the year, all I have to do is take my little software program. I just download it. It's now a file and I email it to her. I'm like, here you go. Here's my numbers. Because it has the formulas in the little Excel spreadsheet. It gives all the totals and it gives everything for the different categories that she needs to do. Miles, daycare, whatever expenses. I don't know. There's all the things. I don't do the taxes, so don't ask me about that. But I just email her all that she needs to know. If she has questions for me, I'll do my best to answer, provide her the information. Talk with your tax lady. It's okay to be friends and call them in the middle of July and just be like, hey, I have a question. Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid to ask the questions, okay? Okay. Okay, one big thing on the back office end. Now, say that you're going and you're being like Mel, you're working at home, you're working in the booth rent, it doesn't matter wherever you're working. You need to ask yourself a question. What is working and what is not working? Is working Saturday mornings too much? Do you miss your Saturday mornings sleeping in and being lazy and having your coffee on the couch scrolling TikTok? Because I do that. I don't want to work on a Saturday morning. So it was working 6 months ago when I started, but it's not working for me anymore. So let's make the decision. No more Saturdays. Let's get them out. Let's implement. It can be a slow process. You don't have to just go and cancel all of your clients that you've got scheduled, but just say, hey, in the future, I'm no longer scheduling on Saturdays. Is there another day that will work for you? Easy peasy. So another question, products. Is your product working for you? Is the system that you're using to track all of your income, all of your expenses, is that working for you? Are your 12-hour days with all of the clients, is that working for you? That's the big question that a lot of us forget to ask. What is working? what is not. That's please be honest with yourself. If you're not, you dread working until 10 p.m. at night, stop doing it. It's okay. It's okay. This is your business. You get to do what you want. And ultimately, your happiness is what matters the most because you have to continue doing this day in and day out. Okay. I just noticed the time, but I think that is all that I have for you. So let's open it up for the Q&A portion,
Before you open
please.
it up, I have
Yes.
questions in the chat and I want to hit those first because,
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
going to hit them in the order received so that everything is fair.
Okay.
Okay, so Kate's was first, and she asks, how do I find a booth rent salon? My current salon where I have worked for 23 years is closing next April. I have no idea how to find a booth rent salon. Any pointers on finding one?
Yes. So, number one, you want to find something that works the best for you. Is it a good location? Is it easy access for clients to get in and out? Is it right off of the freeway? Is it 20 miles west of the freeway? Start looking at locations of what works for you. And you can just Google search what salons are close to me, call them up and say, hey, do you offer booth rent? What are your prices? What's included? Just start browsing and look at other nail techs in your area. DM them on Instagram or something and just be like, hey, do you know any booth rent salons? Do you know anybody who might know booth rent salons? So it starts with just asking everybody all the questions. But if you do need me, I will give out my social at the very end of this. You can DM me on Instagram too, and I will help you. There's so many more things to look for when looking for the perfect salon.
I would even add sometimes the salon is looking for somebody and they've never posted it. So reaching out to local hair salons and saying, are you looking to have a nail technician in your salon? I know the girl I go to who does my eyelashes. They have an open space that's been open for months and they
Mm-hmm.
could have a person in there. They're just not actively looking. If somebody reached out, they probably have a job.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
I have another question for me. This one's just
Mhm.
labeled as owner. Good for you. What if they don't read into your vibe when you're doing your service? How do you gently let them know you don't want her as a client? And then I also want to add, because later down in the discussion, Zoom user in South Africa,
Mhm.
explain like the difficulty of when you don't do it really artfully and nicely, nice and gentle because they had an experience where that customer went and told the local customer, their friends, everybody, and sunk the businesses in their local areas. Yeah,
Ooh.
the power of negative social media locally as well as local talk.
Mhm.
These are things we have to think about now when we fire
Mhm.
someone and doing it.
Yeah.
So I thought this would be a good thing to open as a conversation with us so you can start and offer any suggestions. Maybe you've had a
Yeah.
difficult one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen it all now. Yeah, unfortunately, I do know offhand that one negative experience, you are 10 times more likely to tell somebody about it than a positive experience, which is awful because it's tea, right? So you got to run to your best. You like, you'll never believe. So yes, unfortunately, the negatives, they do spread like wildfire. Now, of course, the goal is to prevent a negative review. However, if there is something that has happened, I'll tell you a couple of steps that I've taken as being like the manager, being the boss. Number one, you have to find them. If they left a bad review, go ahead and comment a reply to their review, however, you can get in touch with them. Acknowledge their feelings. Look, I am so sorry that this was such a bad experience for you. Do not diminish them. Don't make them feel like it's all in their head. For them, it was very real. So we have to acknowledge that. Apologize. I understand this was a horrible thing, XYZ. Second, please offer something in return. Can I give you another opportunity? I would love to make this right. Please allow me an opportunity to correct this and make you happy. I personally do not jump towards refunds because this is a service. You're paying me for my time, XYZ. If they are just stuck in demanding a refund, okay, I will be a pushover at some point and I will eventually give a refund if that's the only thing that's going to make them happy. I hope, does that answer your question?
I think it does. That's really good. And I would also say, all of us aren't utilizing our beautiful relationship we have with
Mhm.
our regulars. I think it's a really good thing to put up a sign on somewhere on the wall around your station about asking them to leave positive reviews on Google
Yep.
about your business. The
Yes.
power in that is one negative voice out there. Me as a client, I'm not always going to listen to that loudmouth. I will
Yeah.
go look
Me
at the
too.
customer feedback and go, this isn't adding up because she's got all these 5-star reviews, and then you've got this one mouthy person. So,
Yes.
yeah, you start to
100%.
go, oh, is something
Yep.
wrong here? Maybe the problem is you, it's not her or him.
Yes. 100%. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I have one other customer in the question in the chat for
Okay.
you, and then I do want to open it up to everybody. And it
Okay.
was a beautiful question about your
Mhm.
time. I'm looking for the name of the person's name. Okay, so the question, I can't find it. The question really was like, could you just share with the viewers how
Mhm.
long so that they can set a goal? How long it takes you to do particular services, let's say just standard, like a rebalance, a fill, a full set, a manicure, like how long do you know it takes you to do those?
Okay. Yes. So, in me personally, I've been doing this for a long time. So, don't be offended if mine are shorter than what yours currently are. It's okay. We all have different timings. But when I book a brand new full set, I try to get as much information as possible, right? What in the world we're doing, how long the nails are. The longer the length, the more time it takes me. It takes more product, more skill, more everything. Okay. So generally, I book 2 hours for a brand new full set. However, there has been times that I have done a brand new full set and she actually wanted very short, square nails, one color, easy peasy. I got her done in 65 minutes. That was like the one off that was like, huh, okay, that was cool. So generally I book 2 hours for brand new full set. Generally most fills like a standard like this baby length, just short active length, anything just a little tiny bit longer than that, I will book at 1.5 hours. Now, if I have that client coming in and her nails are this long, yes, I do have clients like that. I book 2 hours for that fill because, again, the length takes me more time. So, generally, for an overlay, super, super short to the fingertip natural nail length does not take a lot of product, doesn't have to have the actual perfect structure that a longer nail does. I generally book those for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. It can vary on the client. I know which clients I can get done in an hour.
I will
Mm.
also on speed say this. Just because a majority of the salons out there are fast, doesn't mean you
Mhm.
have to be. Even back when I
Yeah.
was working full time in the salon many moons ago, that was becoming the thing. And I used to
Mhm.
tell my clients, listen, lady, I'm a sit down dinner. I am not McDonald's
Yep.
drive-through. And
Yeah.
my personal preference isn't to be working like a frantic girl because I would carry that
Mhm.
stress home with me. I
Yeah.
would prefer to take my time and make it be an enjoyable experience. The
Yep.
problem with that is, though, you have to charge when it's a longer amount of time. So you have
True.
to expect that your prices might be a little higher because your service time is longer and you want to
Mhm.
attract the kind of client that has time to sit there. But don't let
Yes.
that also fool you because if I have to
Mhm.
turn it on, I can put the pedal to the metal and get somebody done in a hurry for one time. I just
Me
wouldn't prefer
too.
to do it. Yeah, I
Yep.
definitely. So
Yes,
at
I'm with
this
you.
point, that's all the
Mhm.
questions I had in the chat. If I've missed it,
Okay.
please chime in and speak up. But if anybody wants to open your mic and ask Melanie a question, either about today's
Mhm.
show or anything, she's an educator, business owner, nail
Mhm.
professional, and mind you, school teacher. You're teaching in nail school. So
Yes, I am. And teaching at our local college down here, the
yeah,
local tech college. I'm an instructor over there.
yeah, so utilize her, please. Let's see if
Yes, I have
anybody
all the
has.
knowledge.
Yeah. I always find this takes a second and a little bit of a
Yeah.
nudge. And maybe
Yep.
you want to
No,
hear
you're good.
something. If you're
I know.
still shy, put it in the
Don't be
chat.
scared. Please
Yeah,
don't be scared to ask the question because chances are 3 or 4 other people have the exact same question.
that's
So
how
please
I
be the
feel.
brave one and just pipe up and say it. It's okay.
Yeah,
There's no stupid question. I promise you.
never. Oh my goodness.
All right.
We'll give them a
Do you have
second.
anybody? I can't see it, so.
Trying to think of anything while we wait for a question that I'm going to send you the chat because I feel like reading it after you'll love it. Everybody was
Mhm.
very active. It
Good.
took me back. Oh my goodness, two
Oh,
years.
I love it.
I
Thank
want to
you.
take everybody and hug them under my wing and go, no, don't work till 10 at night. No,
I
don't let it
know, I
boss you
know.
around. All the mistakes.
Yep. I've done it too. I have clocked out at 10 p.m. and I'm like, why did I do that?
That
It's
is just
awful. So
too
take
much.
control of your own business. You
It
get to do
seems
what
like
you
they're
want.
all okay. So if you still have a question, get our attention. But Melanie, I
Mhm.
think this would be a really great time to share your social media with everybody, as
Yes.
well as your code for them
Yes,
to
we
get a
love the code.
discount. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. First things first, I will share my code with you. It works at lightelegance.com if you want to purchase any of our wonderful things. We have so many goodies in there. My code is Melanie15, Melanie 15. That's the code. And then my social media, I'm just going to give you my Instagram because, yeah, I have some of the others, but I don't do it. I'm mainly on Instagram only. So my Instagram handle is at Mel's Gel Nails. MELSGELNAILS. I had to think about that, make sure I was saying the right letters.
Nice. So I'm gonna add a spotlight so my face is there. Just want to close it out with a few other educational opportunities for y'all. We have LEU 2.0. Of course, you can go and sign up at lightelegance.com and take yourself through your bachelor course with some help from JoJo and the educators who will grade your assignments, give you real feedback, and do your one-on-one final in Zoom. So you're not completely alone.
No, you're
The
never alone.
I know. The much better option, though, is October 13 and 14. We still have space in Ashley's bachelor course in Redmond, Oregon at our headquarters. And the reason we continue to have space is because we have an educator attending and she will help with hands-on during the class. And so we were able to open up a few more seats. So instead of selling out, bless Jackie, we're going to have some help. And then finally, I also like to mention hashtag new to LE, which is our Facebook group, private. You have to sign up and we accept you into it. But it is such a great community. I love
Yes,
new to
it
LE.
really
All of our
is.
nail pros are in there, all of our educators are in there. So not only will you get answers like textbook style answers from the LE educators, but the nail techs in there do real world stuff that the legal answer from us would be, oh, legally, I can't say to do that. But I love it when somebody's, yeah, I did that and no danger. Everything's fine. It's all good.
Mhm.
So it's a great community for good structured education. And then, of course, you're always welcome to email any of us at Ellie. Jim is so giving of his time. He has so many videos on YouTube to watch about chemistry and dangers and allergies and everything you should know to keep a
Mhm.
successful business running. I think that's everything I need to mention. The dates, oh, I
Mhm.
don't know. Did I say October 13 and 14?
Yes, you
I think
did.
I did. Okay. All right, Melanie, thank you so much for
Mhm. Thank you.
generously giving of your knowledge today. It was beautiful.
Yes.
You're so helpful. And I want to thank all of you for continuing to tune in and making this show a success, so much so
Yes,
that the analytics are like, yay, we're going to
I
keep
love
doing
it.
it. Yeah, we're already
I love
booking
it.
into next
Thank
year.
you, you guys. You are
All right, everybody,
amazing.
take care. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Okay, we'll see ya. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.